one, the base pad here is damaged. Eventually this is just going to crumble apart on you.
Right.
Keep your eye on that.
Okay.
The other thing is, it's not secure to the base pad, so as it runs, it could vibrate and start moving. And if it moves far enough, it can snap the connections there.
Okay.
So I always recommend putting a couple of bell brackets on. They sell these plastic pads, preformed pads
that go on this.
I would replace, get rid of this. Look, it's just all falling apart.
Right.
Replace it, put that plastic pad down, and then just put a couple of bell brackets from the frame here down into the pad.
So you just kind of just screw it in and then into the pad as well?
Yep, and you have screws here for the cover.
Okay.
You take this screw out, go through the L bracket, put it back in, and then into the pad.
Okay.
My concern with this is the refrigerant line here, which is the one that has the insulation on it. It's running underground. I can't see what's happening, where it's going to. I've never seen an AC refrigerant line run under the soil before. My thought is that it's going to deteriorate real quickly. I know that exposed copper in concrete corrodes and rots out real quickly. I would imagine that the soil to the copper could do the same thing.
What's the worst case scenario? Do we leave it underneath, disconnect it, and then install a different connection and hose? And how does it normally run? Is it
It's normally just run on the outside and then it goes into the wall. I think if I were you, I would dig up the dirt here and follow where it goes.
Okay.
My thought is, because the furnace is right in there, it's going right in this way.
Right.
And it's got to go under here. That's just a waste cleaner. It's got to go under here somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know why they didn't put it above ground. Everyone I've ever seen is above ground.
Right.
Maybe because they were afraid it was going to get damaged or something, but I think under the dirt is going to rot out quicker. Wouldn't be a bad idea to just check with a heating and air conditioning company.
Okay.
What they recommend doing. This is your water main. That'll shut the water off onto the whole house.
Okay.
The water main itself looks okay, but I don't see anything protected in the copper from the concrete here. So something you want to keep your eye on. It may never happen, but it could. If you start seeing dark stains or wetness around the bottom here on the concrete, would be a good indication that the concrete ate through the copper.
Now, being that is this considered technically outside the home? Your experience with HOAs and getting that involved, or?
I honestly don't know. My understanding is that yes, this is outside, but it's for your exclusive use. So I don't know if the HOA is going to cover that or not. Something you want to look in your documents and see.
So it's just that the copper is it's not protected
from the concrete.
From the concrete. Okay, which means it's obviously down. It's in the concrete.
So it may never be a problem, but
if it is, then that's breaking up the concrete to get to the pipe. And
that's why I say just keep your eye on it. If you see water stains, darker stains around it, you know that the copper pipe is leaking, and jump on it right away. They will have to cut open the concrete here. Probably not the whole patio. Probably just
to get to it.
Here.
And that's not just for the hose. This is the whole water.
You've got a water meter or water main somewhere out in the common area, and it's coming underground, going through here and into the house. These things to me are trip hazards.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that. If you want to put pavers, great, but make it like a sidewalk or something.
Okay.
You've got gutters on the whole building, so this water here looks like just water landing in the yard and coming off the patio. Gravel may be a better.
Yeah, I was thinking small gravel.
Because the wood chips are just going to float away on it. This patio cover here, it's seen better days.
Yeah.
You can see the warped boards. You can see how this is split all the way down. And a lot of your hangers, as you can see behind you here, the nails are pulling out of the hangers.
Yeah.
So it's not really holding it together tightly.
Right.
This is definitely an HOA issue, so I would talk to them about correcting it. That's
newer, yeah.
But yeah, my greatest concern with this, I really don't care about the warped boards or anything. That's cosmetic, but where the nails are pulling out of the brackets, that's what holds it all together.
Right.
And you can see how it's not secure. It's just come down on it.
Okay.
Garage. All the hinges. You've got hinges going all the way across. Squirt them down with WPC at least once a year.
Once a year. Okay.
The screen here, I'm going to recommend that you replace that just to keep critters out. Your insurance company may ask you if the foundation is bolted or the framing is bolted to the foundation. You can confirm that it is. Do me a favor, hit the garage door opener button. Get the little insulation or something in the
So what is that? That is the electrical line for the AC unit?
Going over to the AC.
Okay.
Just to keep critters out.
Okay.
The walls look good. There's no major cracks in the floor.
Just some oil and degreaser and...
Everything else here looks good.
Okay, so this is just for the AC unit, this electrical thing.
Right.
Okay.
Kids can stick their fingers in and get zapped. Also, critters can get in there. I'm going to recommend that you put what's called a GFCI outlet in this. GFCI outlets are the ones with the test and reset buttons.
Okay.
They're required today wherever there's water. Your kitchen outlet, your bathroom outlets, put GFCIs in. They cost like $25 at Home Depot if you do them yourself. And then this vent over here, see, that's for the stove. So that's going to be for the bathroom.
The dryer?
Dryer's coming out down there. This is going to be your bathroom exhaust.
Okay. Filters, fan, to clean out every now and then?
No, not with that.
Okay.
Well, I would just keep the screen clear back.
Right, a brush or something.
If I'm reading this properly by the serial number, it has a manufacture date of 99, which doesn't make it very new.
Okay.
It's a 40-gallon tank. You got the proper seismic strapping on here. You don't have a catch pan underneath in case it leaks. You can't do that in older construction like this. New construction, you'd have a catch pan. It would have a drain hose going to the outside. The good thing about this is the electric water heaters do last longer than the gas ones.
Is it an electric one?
It is, yeah, and there's less to go wrong with it. This is your shutoff valve if it ever does spring a leak.
Okay.
This is a safety valve called a temperature and pressure relief valve. What that's for is if the tank ever gets too hot or too much pressure builds up, that valve opens up and releases pressure, and it goes down into the drain here. Okay. So that's fine. The only thing with this is, unless you're really looking here, you're not going to know if it's leaking. Right. To know that there's a problem with the water heater.
So if there's water coming out of this just as an emergency release thing,
It's
your car radiator or something like that.
Yeah, it's because the water heater's malfunctioning. If you ever see water coming out of that, it's not out, it starts to pull away on this edge, so it no longer latches. That's why she has the broomstick in here.
Okay.
7.5.
All right. So now it's 4.
Now it's 4. Okay. So again, if you're going to have little ones around, think about doing something different with this. The other thing with this is it's not the proper height. It's a little too low. You're 34. And now my brain's going to go to 36 or...
It's just shy of what?
It's just shy of what it should be.
Okay.
Just by looking at the size of the tank, it's not a low flow tank.
Okay.
The downstairs one looks smaller, so that may be low flow.
Low flow being a good thing, or I don't know.
Low flow is a requirement today.
Okay.
In all your
water conservative.
In all your documents, you're going to have to sign. You're going to have to sign something saying that either the seller or the buyer is going to take responsibility to change them into low flow toilets.
Okay.
This one's definitely not.
Okay. Is it loose?
It is.
It's loose? Okay. And then you said there's some corrosion on this sink as well, down below.
On the valves.
Yeah,
yes.
the valves. Okay.
Now again, I don't see staining around the base here, which is a good sign. We didn't see water stains downstairs, which is another good sign.
Okay.
So not too much damage has happened. Scrape the peeling paint off. They just painted over it. Peeling paint is because of excess moisture.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that the wallpaper's not peeling off. Definitely keep the window cracked open.
Sure.
Good thing is you're up on the second level, so
Right.
you don't have to worry about
privacy
peeking in or anything. But I would sand that all down.
Sure.
But that was all peeling paint there.
Okay.
A little leak in here too.
I'll be switching out that whole thing.
A couple things that people usually first things that get switched out are the toilet seat covers and the shower head.
Yeah. Hot water's happening though?
Hot water's good.
Can you tell what the pressure is with that Fakakta thing? Or?
Not from here, but when I measured it outside, I did.
Good water, decent water pressure? Or?
We were talking too much. I think it was 60 psi, if I'm not mistaken.
And is that?
We want it in the range of 40 to 80, so 60 is right in the middle.
Okay, just as long as it's within the range. That's one of those things like, how the water pressure? I mean, you're moving into a place.
Well, you know what? When you change out your shower head there, you may see a huge difference, not as good a pressure. The fixtures make a huge difference.
Any kind of fixtures you recommend to?
No, you know, there's no way to test them.
Okay. Right. I'm saying maybe there's a brand or maybe there's a way that they make them that you...
No, there's no way of knowing, which kind of really stinks.
It's just a bummer it's so low too. I guess you could get the ones that kind of go up. And
they're on an arm.
Yeah,
so you've got a crook in there. Yeah, it was 60 psi.
Okay. And anywhere between 40 and 80 is good.
Or anything?
Say that again? I'm sorry.
The tub surround here,
right?
That's all in good shape. There's no cracks or chips in it.
Okay. What kind of material is that?
It's fiberglass.
Fiberglass.
This is haunting me here. This is the scale.
Oh yeah. Me too. Me too.
Discolored caulking at the inside edge of the shower door here.
Again.
So just caulking's easy stuff. And I don't know if this is going to show up in the picture or not. You hear some floor squeaks. That's the plywood or masonite underneath that's loosened up. They nailed it all down. Don't go around and nail it back down again.
Okay.
Pull the nails out if you can. Put screws in. You'll get rid of most of your floor squeaks.
Okay.
But you want to do that when the carpet's up.
I might be doing flooring, but same principle, right? Yeah.
You're going to be stuck with it if you put new flooring down and you don't take care of the squeaks now.
Okay. Good to know.
All the way so the latch does catch.
So what do? You do like a little lift?
And that's just the rollers underneath have worn over time, so just just lift it a little, let it go in there.
All right.
And I want to double check that living room window.